Torres, Recreation Leader for the City of Socorro. Thank you for joining today's meeting. Before the meeting begins, we would like to remind our guests to remove all hats and silence all electronic devices. No destructive behavior or outbursts will be tolerated, and violators are subject to ejection and possible prosecution.
Hola, mi nombre es Judy Rodríguez, secretaria de Planificación de la Ciudad de Socorro. Gracias por participar en la reunión de hoy. Antes de que comience la reunión, nos gustaría recordarles a nuestros invitados favor de quitarse los sombreros y silenciar todos los dispositivos electrónicos. No se tolerará ningún comportamiento perturbador ni exabrupto y los infractores estarán sujetos a expulsión y posible procesamiento.
Good evening, everyone, y muy buenas tardes. I want to welcome you all to the Socorro City Council meeting for the month of May 15, 2025. At this time, I call this meeting to order at 6:03 p.m. We're going to go ahead and move on to the Pledge of Allegiance, and with us today, we have a few ladies here from the Ernesto Serna Fine Arts Academy, and they'll be leading us in the pledge, so I'd like to ask you all if you would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. You may now be seated.
I want to thank you, ladies, and if you guys can stay standing. I'm going to have Representative Cordero go ahead and call out your names. And I don't know why, I think we ran out of money for this month's budget, and we forgot one of the certificates. But we're going to make sure that we have that ready for you this week, okay? So please don't hurt any of us if we didn't get you guys a certificate today, but we'll be sure to get that to you soon, okay? I'll have Ms. Cordero go ahead and call out your names, and when you come up here, we want to shake your all's hands and take a picture with you all, if you don't mind. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right.
Marisol Moreno.
You got to shake everybody's hand. I'm joking.
Moraima Moreno.
We forgot the meanest one.
She'll get one.
Ayarana Torres. We'll get your certificate to you, okay?
She said,
That's okay.
congratulations.
Good work.
Yeah.
Good job.
All right. Good stuff. Thank you, ladies, once again.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Now for the establishment of quorum.
We have a quorum with 6 members present.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rita. We're going to go ahead and move on to the public comment portion of our meeting.
No one signed up for public comment, sir.
Okay, as there are no public comment speakers, we're going to go ahead and close the public comment section of the meeting here at 6:06 p.m. We're going to move on to the agenda item number 6. Here, this is, number 5. This is a recognition to Code 10 Gear LLC for their outstanding contributions and unwavering support to the city of Socorro. I don't have a formal reading for this item here. I just know that Code 10 has been a huge community partner, not only to the city of Socorro, but the surrounding areas. They've worked with multiple agencies here and have given to multiple organizations, and they've worked closely with all of the public safety organizations that are within this region. So I felt it was important to also recognize them here because they sponsored some nice sweaters for the Youth League of Socorro. I know Mr. Garcia is a big advocate for youth sports leagues, and Mr. Reta has also supported that as well. So at this time, we'd like to present you all with a nice plaque on behalf of the city of Socorro. I want to have the owners of Code 10 please come up here. And can I have council also come over here and present the plaque?
Smile, big smile. One, two,
And I also think they were going to offer the Socorro PD 50% off at. No, I'm joking. But they have really cool stuff. Like I'm not a cop, but I wanted to buy a bunch of cool stuff and just. We're going to go ahead and move on to agenda item number 6, and this is a proclamation to recognize Crisol Delgado, owner of Burro Time to Go, for her recognition by the U.S. Small Business Administration as Small Business Person of the Year in 2025 for the El Paso District. Before I have Ms. Valadez come up here, and I want her to read this proclamation if she's here. And I want everybody to know that it's not hard to receive. It's not easy to receive this type of recognition from the United States Small Business Administration. But this business here that's located in our city has received it not once but twice in a row, and this owner right here is just a testament, true testament to what it is to be a strong woman who runs and owns a business here in our community, and we are very, very appreciative of that. So without further ado, I want to have Ms. Valadez, if you would, please read that proclamation for us.
Thank you, Mayor. Proclamation, Small Business Person of the Year. Whereas the City of Socorro is celebrating and recognizes Crisol Delgado, owner of Burro Time to Go, located in Socorro, Texas, and who recently was awarded the 2025 Small Business Administration Small Business Person of the Year Award for the El Paso District, and whereas the week of May 4th through May 10th was also National Small Business Week, during which the Small Business Administration recognizes the hard work, creativity, and commitment of small businesses, and whereas the City of Socorro recognizes owner Crisol Delgado's success in starting her business in Socorro, and whereas Crisol Delgado started her business in 2016 with one food truck and later opened a restaurant at 9911 Socorro Road and expanded to include catering services that now serves the greater El Paso region, and whereas the City of Socorro proudly recognizes the commitment, compassion, and dedication of Crisol Delgado as a small business owner, now therefore, the City Council of the City of Socorro, Texas, does hereby proclaim and recognizes Crisol Delgado for her recognition by the Small Business Administration's El Paso District as Small Business Person of the Year, and that this proclamation shall be entered upon the permanent record of the City of Socorro, and a certified copy shall be presented to Crisol Delgado, and encourages all residents to join in expressing sincere appreciation to Crisol Delgado, proclaimed on this 15th day of May 2025 in the city of Socorro, Texas. At this time, I'd like to invite Crisol Delgado, who is here with us, and her team. And I'd also like to invite Jose Quiñones, who is our Economic Recovery Coordinator, and has really spearheaded a lot of these small business recognition programs and assistance and technical assistance programs, so that Crisol can hear a little bit more about how amazing she is and how much we appreciate her in our small business community.
Great.
We're going to ask her to say a few words.
Solo quiero agradecer a todos y estoy muy contenta por esto y muy contenta porque hemos crecido, pero hemos crecido como comunidad y estoy muy agradecida con la ciudad de Socorro porque me ha apoyado conforme voy creciendo. Gracias a la comunidad de Socorro por tener siempre el apoyo de ustedes.
Muchas gracias.
Mayor and Council, you know, not every day or not every year does Socorro get to win such high national award. You know, you're talking about the whole district, El Paso district, which represents several West Texas counties, and competing with restaurants and cafes and all sorts of businesses from across the El Paso County region. So you all, I know you're as proud as I am about it. Not just having Crisol, but really her business here in Socorro, because she's really represents the spirit, the entrepreneurial spirit of this community. And we hope we have more in the future, businesses of Socorro, which is why we're working so hard to raise the awareness of what a great program we have for helping small businesses be successful and grow in Socorro. Thank you. Thank you.
So the city has actually created a new GL code and line item to budget for Burro Time to Go. That's also a joke, okay? Jim. We're going to move on to the next agenda item. This is agenda item number 7. This is also a proclamation to recognize the month of May as Historic Preservation Month. And we'll have Mr. Victor Reta go ahead and present that.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Whereas historic preservation is a sustainable practice that promotes economic vitality, environmental responsibility, and cultural continuity by encouraging the reuse of resources and honoring the places that tell our collective story. And whereas the City of Socorro values its rich cultural heritage and recognizes the dedicated individuals, families, and organizations working to preserve the historical identity of our community. And whereas the theme of the 2025 National Preservation Month, People Saving Places, celebrates grassroots efforts to protect and elevate the places that define our neighborhoods, towns, and shared national history. Whereas the Rio Vista Bracero Reception Center stands as a nationally significant symbol of the Bracero program and the contributions of Mexican laborers to the United States, and through years of advocacy, education, and investment by the City of Socorro and its partners, it has now been designated a National Historic Landmark. And whereas the prestigious designation honors both the historical significance of the site and the preservation of Socorro community in preserving it for future generations, reinforcing our role as stewards of history and culture. Now, therefore, we, the Council of the City of Socorro, Texas, do hereby proclaim May 2025 as National Preservation Month in the City of Socorro and encourage all residents to take part in recognizing, visiting, and preserving the historical places that shape who we are, especially the Rio Vista Bracero site, now a proud part of our nation's landmark legacy. Proclaimed this 15th day of May 2025.
You know, Mr. Reta doesn't often get a chance to talk about himself. He's a very humble individual, but I think that it's important to say that the museum that's being built over here across the street, or renovated, I'm sorry, the Braceros farm, he's trying to bring that back to life, and him and his team work just countless hours. He doesn't work 40-hour weeks, and we appreciate that, and that work does not go unknown, Victor, okay? I want you to know that, and we appreciate that. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next item here, agenda item number 8. This is also a proclamation to recognize the month of May as Mental Health Month.
Proclamation. Whereas mental health is a critical component of overall health and well-being, and 1 in 5 adults in the United States experiences a mental health condition each year. And whereas nearly half of all chronic mental health conditions begin by age 14 and 3/4 by age 24. Yet there is often a delay of more than a decade between the onset of symptoms and receiving treatment. Whereas suicide is the 11th leading cause of death nationwide and the second among young adults, with many individuals experiencing undiagnosed mental health symptoms before crisis. Whereas eliminating stigma, increasing public awareness, and improving access to culturally and linguistically appropriate care is essential to creating an inclusive and supportive community for all residents, regardless of background or identity. Whereas Socorro residents can access 24/7 confidential support by texting NAMI to 741-741, calling or texting 988, or contacting the local crisis line at 915-779-1800, all of which are free and staffed by mental health professionals with Emergence Health Network. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Mayor and City Council of the City of Socorro, Texas, do hereby proclaim May 2025 as Mental Health Awareness Month and recognize the tireless efforts of Emergence Health Network, NAMI El Paso, and all mental health professionals and organizations working to improve the lives of our residents. Proclaim this 15th day of May 2025. Here to share a few words is a representative from NAMI El Paso, Alejandra.
Thank you so much, Victor. And of course, good evening, Mayor Cruz, right? And of course, Council. So my name is Alejandra Valdez. I am the Program Manager for NAMI El Paso, your local affiliate of National Alliance of Mental Illness. Our staff and our volunteers have worked tirelessly to bring our mission to the community through our programs like NAMI Basics, Family to Family, Peer-to-Peer, and NAMI Family and Friends. Over the past year, more than 280 individuals have completed what we do call very proudly a life-changing educational course that provides tools, support, and community when families need it the most. So this year, through presentations like NAMI Ending the Silence, NAMI in Our Own Voice, Navigating a Mental Health Crisis, and Mental Health in the Workplace, we have reached over 4,400 El Pasoans, from middle school to high school students to professionals in the workplace. And we know that education, early support, and connection can change lives. So even though we've had the pleasure, right, of presenting at Socorro ISD previously, we would love to continue working with them. Additionally, we've reached thousands more through our awareness efforts. While our paths may shift and changing times and challenges, things that do challenge our vision, right, everything remains the same. And that is that individuals prioritize their mental health, get help early when they need it, and receive the best possible care. So we remain committed to reaching those who need us most, from individuals with serious mental illness, from youth, marginalized communities, LGBTQ, and individuals like veterans, service members, and anyone who faces a systematic barrier to care. So when we say that mental health is for all, we do mean it. To celebrate Mental Health Awareness Month on May 22nd, we are thrilled to announce that we will be having our Mental Health Day at the Chihuahuas El Paso. So our first time ever mental health night at the ballpark. A powerful evening where our community will unite to celebrate hope and reinforce what mental health matters. So later this summer, also in July, one of our many events that we host, July 25th, we will be hosting our 12th annual National Minority Mental Health Community Forum. So here we will engage with the community in a conversation about the importance of resilience, hope, and healing in the face of inequality. Our event will feature a keynote speaker with 2 dynamic panels offering insights into fostering the well-being and the equality of healthcare. In the fall, we will be hosting what continues to be the largest mental health awareness event in our region, which is our NAMI El Paso Walks. This year will be held October 18th at the Escarate Park, and it is free for all, and it is a 5K. So our community can find all of the information that I just shared with you all at our website, which is www.namiep.org, or our social at NAMI El Paso. We are here and we are very grateful for our partners like Emergence Health Network. Thank you so much, right? And our school districts, our healthcare providers, and many community organizations that make our work possible. So NAMI National CEO Dan Gillison has frequently shared a proverb that resonates deeply with us. And he wants us to know, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And so we are going to go together. So thank you again for recognizing May as Mental Health Awareness Month. Together, we are building a stronger, more compassionate community in Socorro. Thank you again.
From Emergence Health Network, we also have Catherine Longoria.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Catherine Longoria, and I'm here on behalf of Emergence Health Network, the local mental health authority in El Paso County, to stand alongside our partners at NAMI El Paso to thank you truly for recognizing May as Mental Health Awareness Month. This resolution is more than just symbolic. It really underscores that mental health is essential to our community's overall well-being. As we recognize this month, it's crucial to remember that awareness is just the first step. This time provides us with an opportunity to reflect on the importance of understanding mental health, promoting early intervention, and ensuring access to care for all individuals. At Emergence Health Network, we truly appreciate the City of Socorro's continued partnership and support in reducing stigma, encouraging open conversations, and helping individuals feel safe when seeking care. So thank you so much for the opportunity to speak and for prioritizing mental health and mental well-being in our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to ask if we can take a group photo.
Sure. Before I move on to the next item, I just wanted to say I appreciate you all being here with us and recognizing the organizations such as NAMI and Emergence Health Network. You know, a lot of times people don't understand the significance behind these proclamations. It's not just me putting my signature on a piece of paper. It's actually raising awareness, exposing our community to the resources that are made available to them out there. So as long as Socorro is going to be here, we're going to continue these partnerships here, and we hope that you can see a partner in us as well. Thank you all. The next item we're going to move on to is agenda item number 9. This is a proclamation to recognize May 18th through the 24th as National Parks and Public Works Week.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Proclamation. Whereas Public Works professionals focuses on infrastructure, facilities, and services, they are critical to building sustainable, resilient communities and ensuring public health, safety, and high quality of life for the residents of the city of Socorro, Texas. Whereas these essential services include transportation systems, water, wastewater, infrastructure, solid waste management, public buildings, parks, and other facilities that support our everyday needs and long-term vitality of our community. And whereas the dedication and expertise of public works professionals, including engineers, technicians, fleet operators, maintenance crews, and administrative staff, are all essential to the effective planning, design, construction, and operation of our city's infrastructure. And whereas it is important for residents, students, community leaders, and stakeholders in Socorro to understand and appreciate the vital contributions that public works professionals make in keeping our city run smoothly and safely. Whereas the American Public Works Association has designated May 18th through the 24th in the year 2025 as the 65th annual National Public Works Week with the theme, Connecting the World Through Public Works, highlighting how public works connects us physically, socially, and economically. Now, therefore, the City of Socorro, Texas does hereby proclaim the week, May 18th through the 24th in the year 2025 as National Parks and Public Works Week. Here to say a few... Here to say a few words is our operations supervisor from our Parks and Public Works Department, Julio Dominguez.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
I just want to say thank you to my group. I got a few that are here. ¿No puedo decirlo en español para que oigan también ellos?
Claro.
Okay. Buenas tardes a todos. No pudiéramos venir todos, ¿verdad? Pero aquí estamos representando a Parks and Public Works. Tratamos de hacer lo mejor que podemos con lo que tenemos y les quiero dar las gracias a todo mi equipo porque pues ellos son los que andan allá afuera trabajando. Sin ellos, pues yo no me puedo ver bien. Entonces, muchas gracias al departamento que tengo, Public Works, que para mí es ahorita el mejor departamento que tengo. Gracias.
¿Podemos tomar un retrato juntos, por favor, todos del departamento
yeah.
y nuestro concilio?
Absolutely. Before we take the photograph, I think I also, because I know there's members of council that also want to share something important. And I think it's important because we got elected by the people, not because we know how to do your job. We got elected by the people because they put us here to advocate for them, because they thought we were going to do the best job in representing them. But I'll tell you what, the last words that Mr. Dominguez said, él dijo, sin mi equipo, yo no me puedo ver bien. Well, I'm going to tell you guys, sin el equipo que tenemos nosotros acá arriba no nos vemos bien para nada. So I want to congratulate you all and appreciate you guys and all the hard work that you guys do. And if there's any members of council that also would like to share any comments right now, you're more than welcome to share those comments.
Good afternoon. I want to thank you guys so much, team, I should say, because that's what you are. You're a team of hardworking individuals, and I can honestly tell you that I'm one of the ones that calls you frequently, call Ms. Rodarte frequently, and the outcome 99.9% of the time is just positive, and I want to thank you guys so much for the hard work and dedication. Thank you. Continue the hard work.
Awesome. Anybody else?
Just a quick comment. We really appreciate you. Estamos muy agradecidos por todo lo que hacen. Muchas veces nos echan por todo, nomás quieren estar hablando que no están haciendo esto, no están haciendo aquello, pero mucha de la gente no ve todo lo que hacen ustedes, pero nosotros sí lo vemos y se les agradece. Muchas gracias.
Good job. I've seen Julio help a dog give birth to her puppies, and in the same day, fix a whole road for us. So, Julio.
He's paving a street.
Yeah. You do a heck of a job, man. So let's take this picture here with you guys.
Felicidades. 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 Gracias por todo lo que haces.
No, gracias a usted.
Congratulations. So I know Public Works wants to stay here, but there's been 10 more work orders that have been generated. So we're going to move on to agenda item number 10. This is also another proclamation. All very important recognitions today. We're going to be recognizing the month of May 11th through the 17th as National Police Week.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Proclamation of the City of Socorro, Texas in recognition of National Police Week. Whereas the Congress and President of the United States have designed the week of May 11th through May 17th as National Police Week, and whereas members of our law enforcement agencies play an essential role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of all people, and whereas it is important that all citizens know and understand the duties, responsibilities, hazards, and sacrifices of their law enforcement officers, and that officers recognize the duty to serve the people by safeguarding life and property, by protecting them against violence and disorder, and by shielding the innocent from deception and the weak from oppression. And whereas the law enforcement officers of the City of Socorro unceasingly provide a vital public service, often placing themselves in harm's way to protect others, and are deserving of our deepest respect and gratitude. And whereas it is fitting and proper that we honor the courageous men and women of law enforcement who, through their brave and selfless acts, have made the ultimate sacrifice in service to their community, and also recognize those who continue to serve with integrity, professionalism, and dedication. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the City of Socorro, Texas, does hereby proclaim the week of May 11th through 17th in the year 2025 as National Police Week. Here to say a few words is our Chief of Police, Robert C. Rojas.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, and community. Robert Rojas, proud Chief of Police of the City of Socorro. On behalf of the men and women of the Socorro Police Department, thank you for recognizing National Police Week and for your continued support of law enforcement. This week is more than about the badge. It's about honoring the courage, the sacrifice, and the commitment of officers across the country, and especially those serving right here in Socorro. It's also about remembering those that we've lost in the line of duty and standing with the families who carry the loss every day. For me personally, this city is where my roots are. I was raised here, and this community helped shape the person and the leader that I've become. It's part of who I am. And I'm proud to say that many of our officers in our department feel the same connection. Many were born and raised here. Many still live in the city. They don't just serve the community, they're part of it. They raise their families here, and they take great pride in protecting the people of the city of Socorro. Policing is a calling. It takes integrity, resilience, and heart. And I'm honored to lead a team that shows up every day and exemplifies our motto: we serve our city with a mission. Thank you again for this proclamation. Thank you for standing with us. But most importantly, thank you to all the officers who we've lost along the way, the families, and all our officers here. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to bring my entire staff. We did have more officers that were here, but duty calls. And this is a 24/7 profession, as many of you all know. And they're out there serving our community. They're resting, ready to come back tonight. They're ready to come back tomorrow morning. But you have a fantastic police department, and I'm absolutely honored to lead the men and women of the city of Socorro.
Thank you, Chief. Sure.
I was asking Ruben, where is
They're in the shopping center in Socorro. Oh, the food is awesome. All right, now we can get to business. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to the consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
Motion to consent agenda.
second?
There's a motion and a second. I'm sorry.
I would recommend it be a motion to approve or deny.
Motion to approve consent agenda.
Second.
There was a motion to approve and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? Okay, moving on. This is the regular agenda. We're going into our, Mr. Garcia, go ahead.
I'd like to move item up, number 26.
Number 26, which one's that one here? Let's see.
Second reading and adoption for ordinance approving preliminary final plat for Campo
Okay, all right, so we want to move this item up. And so now,
So it would be 25 and 26.
both 25 and 26, yeah, public hearing and the reading. Okay, you want to go ahead and make your motion again, Mr. Garcia?
I'd like to make a motion to move up item 25 and 26.
Second.
There's a motion and second to move agenda item 25 and 26 up on the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? Okay, very well. We're going to go ahead and start off with agenda item number 25. This is a public hearing of an ordinance approving preliminary and final plat for the Campoya subdivision, being tract 17, blocks 15, Socorro Grant, and located at Melendez Drive, Socorro, Texas. And the public hearing is now open at 6:40 p.m.
There are no speakers. Thank you.
There are no speakers. As there are no speakers, we're going to go ahead and close the public hearing at 6:41 p.m. Agenda item number 26. This is.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, let me just, I'm sorry, I want to also make a motion for items 31 as well, to add that to it. If I can make a motion for that?
All right. Is it only 31 or is it 20? Is it 30 and 31?
No, it's only one, 31.
Okay, 31. Okay, yeah. Let's do that. So after agenda item number 26, we're going to jump to 31. There was a motion and a second.
to move agenda item 31 after 26. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? That motion passes. I'm going to go ahead and now read agenda item number 26. This is a second reading and adoption of an ordinance approving a preliminary and final plat for the Campoya subdivision being tract 17, block 15, Socorro Grant, and located at Melendez Drive, Socorro, Texas.
Motion to approve. Second.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Lorraine Quimito, City Planner. Item 26 on the agenda is a preliminary and final plat application for the Campoya subdivision located at Melendez Drive. This is tract 17, block 15 of the Socorro Grant. The property owners are Eric Campoya and Aneli Castorena. The property is a little over an acre in size and currently zoned R1, single-family residential. It is vacant, and in summary, the request is an approval of a preliminary and final plat. Staff recommends approval with the condition that the engineering review comments are met, as well as the soil analysis and stormwater drainage plans are submitted prior to filing the final plat. Planning and Zoning Commission voted for approval 3-0 at their April 15th meeting in agreement with staff recommendations. This property is located at the northwest intersection of Amado Place and Melendez Drive. It is R1, single-family residential, as well as the property surrounding it to the east, west, and south, with agricultural zoning to the north. Photographs taken of the property from Melendez Drive show the vacant property, as well as the aerial. The surrounding land uses are a mix of residential, single-family, as well as agricultural land uses. The preliminary plat shows one lot and the final plat. In summary, again, the request is for the approval of a preliminary and final plat for Campoya subdivision. With that, staff can answer any questions.
Do any members of council have any questions? No? I believe there was a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? That motion passes. Thank you. The next item we're going to be presenting is number 31. This is a discussion and action to approve a fee waiver request and event permit for Church Kermes at St. Peter and Paul Catholic Church at 673 Old Hueco Tanks Road to be held June 27th, 28th, and 29th of 2025 from 5 p.m. to 12 a.m.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you again, Mayor and Council. The applicant has submitted a request for an event permit and waiver request for a three-day Kermes event at St. Peter and Paul. This would take place June 27th, 28th, and 29th. Planning and zoning staff recommend approval of the request, both for the event permit and the fee waiver. And next on the presentation slides is the site plan. Mr. Provencio was not able to attend, but members of the planning committee, Veronica and Leo Puente, are here if the council should have any questions.
Do any members of council have any questions? No? I think that the waiver was going to go through if they were allowing us to jump in front of the line for the gorditas.
That is correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
Mayor, just because we have two new members of council, I'm not going to do this every time. You'll hear this from me once, then I'll sit down and be quiet. I've done this for 10 years. For 10 years now, I've recommended very politely and very quietly to council, you want to be reluctant to grant any kind of permit waivers, any kind of fee waivers, particularly for anything that looks like a religious organization, because it lays the groundwork for a discrimination claim. If you're going to do it for Kermes at a Catholic church, well, then why don't you do it when the Jehovah's Witnesses have a meeting? Why don't you do it when the Baptists have a gathering on Wednesday nights for their dinners? Why don't you do it for Sikhs when they come to the city? You get my point. You'll get an equal protection claim. That's all I have.
Okay, so there was a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? Okay, that motion passes. Thank you. All right, we're going to go ahead and bounce back over to agenda item number 17. Agenda item number 17 is a public hearing of an ordinance approving a master plan resubmission for East Wind Hills being Lot 1 and 2, Block 1, Lot 1, 2, and 3, Block 2, East Winds Unit 1 Subdivision, Socorro, Texas. Public hearing is now open at 6:47 p.m.
Mayor, there are no speakers.
All right, as there are no speakers, we're going to go ahead and close the public hearing at 6:47 p.m. as well. Agenda item number 18, this is a second reading and adoption of an ordinance approving a master plan resubmission for East Wind Hills being Lot 1 and 2, Block 1, Lot 1, 2, and 3, Block 2, East Wind Hills Unit 1 Subdivision, Socorro, Texas.
Motion to approve. Second.
Thank you again, Mayor and Council. The next item for your consideration is a resubmission for the master plan of East Wind Hills. This is on the Gateway, just northwest of Darrington and Gateway West Boulevard. The property owner is Clint Land Holdings, and their representative, Jorge Escarate of CEA Group, is present to answer any questions that council may have. The property is a little over 66 acres in size, currently zoned ICMUD, which is industrial commercial mixed use, and currently vacant. In summary, the applicant is requesting an approval of a resubmission of a master plan, which is required because they are proposing a modification to vehicular traffic and introducing additional right-of-way through their replat, which is the follow-up item. You approved their original master plan at your special meeting on October the 16th. Staff recommends approval of this resubmission of the East Wind Hills Master Plan. The Planning and Zoning Commission voted for approval unanimously at their April 15th meeting with 3 members present. The property is located on Gateway West, just northwest of Darrington and Gateway West Boulevard. The property is zoned ICMUD, which is the purple, as well as the land to the south and west across the highway. The property in gray is unclassified presently, and then the area to the east is not zoned as it is in El Paso County. These photographs were taken from East Wind Avenue, which is currently under construction. The aerial image shows the undeveloped land being considered is part of this master plan resubmission, as well as the vacant and land surrounding the property. This is the development plan that is being presented today. It is a little difficult to see in this at this scale, but the introduction of their new road is at the top portion of the development and will be for the future Canazo Drive. In summary, the request again is for a resubmission for the East Wind Hills master plan, and with that, staff can answer any questions, and the representative is also here to answer any questions.
Do members of council have any questions on this item? No?
What is this development? So you can see from the development plan, the orange rectangles are the
so it's all industrial?
yeah, so it's these are yes,
Like
industrial
logistics
yeah. Logistics centers, warehouse facilities.
Any other questions? The modification for vehicular traffic, although for planning and zoning may seem to be major, what was the reasoning behind the modifications?
The additional connection, they're dedicating additional right-of-way. And it's easier to see in the next item. And maybe I can go to it quickly, but they are, when they originally submitted the East Wind Hills master plan and subdivision, there was just that connection across with East Wind. But with this new replat, if we go to the, am I going the wrong way? Here we go. This one's a little easier to see, but this is just that segment to the north of the East Wind Hills master plan. And to the right of your, of the plan, that last lot is where Canazo is going to be built.
So it was just for future development,
Yes, and future
access way,
connection.
right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. There was a motion and a second on this item. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? That motion passes. Agenda item number 19 is a public hearing of an ordinance approving a replat for East Wind Hills Unit 1 subdivision being Lot 3, Block 2, East Wind Hills Unit 1 subdivision and located on Gateway West Boulevard. Am I reading the right one?
Yes.
Yeah, I know it's also East Wind's, this is off the Gateway West Boulevard now. So this is, I'll read it again. This is an ordinance approving a replat for East Wind Hills Unit 1 subdivision being Lot 3, Block 2, East Wind Hills Unit 1 subdivision and located on Gateway West Boulevard, Socorro, Texas. Public hearing is now open at 6:54 p.m.
Mayor, there are no speakers.
As there are no speakers, we're going to go ahead and close the public hearing at 6:54 p.m. as well. Agenda item number 20. This is a second reading and adoption of an ordinance approving a replat for East Wind Hills Unit 1 subdivision being Lot 3, Block 2, East Wind Hills Unit 1 subdivision and located on Gateway West Boulevard, Socorro, Texas.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Item 20 is East Wind Hills Unit 1 Replat A. As mentioned previously, this is the reason for the resubmission of the master plan. A lot of the general information, of course, is the same. The replat, though, is smaller. It is just one lot that's being affected, Lot 3, Block 2 of East Wind Hills Unit 1. It is 24.16 acres in size. Staff recommends approval of the replat, and the Planning and Zoning Commission also recommended approval, voting 3-0 at their April 15th meeting. Again, this property is located on Gateway West Boulevard, zoned ICMUD. These are the same photographs taken of the property from Eastwind Avenue. And the replat, the preliminary plat and the final plat showing Lot 3, that, eastern portion, having the additional dedicated right-of-way for the future Canazo Drive. With that, in summary, the request is for approval of the replat for East Wind Hills Unit 1 subdivision. This would be replat A, and with that, staff can answer any questions.
The council have any questions on this item here?
No, sir. No, sir.
No? I know there was some confusion here because it's the same development, but one's a replat and.
One's the replat, and then that replat triggered the need to resubmit the master plan.
Correct.
And that's also
We're
going to be
taking
the
it all
case in the
today,
next two
yeah.
items.
Okay. Thank you so much. There was a motion and second on this item. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? That motion passes. Agenda item number 21. This is a public hearing of an ordinance approving a master plan resubmission for Horizon Park being Lot 1, 2, and 4, Block 1. Horizon Park Unit 1,
all of Lot 3, Block 1, Horizon Park, Unit 1, Replat A, Tract 2, 3-B, 3-B-5, and 10J, Block 3, Socorro Grant, Socorro, Texas. Public hearing is now open at 6:57 p.m.
No speakers.
There are no speakers. We're going to go ahead and close the public hearing at 6:57 p.m. Agenda item number 22, this is a second reading and adoption of an ordinance approving a master plan resubmission for Horizon Park being Lot 1, 2, and 4, Block 1, Horizon Park Unit 1, all of Lot 3, Block 1, Horizon Park Unit 1, Replat A, Tract 2, 3B, 3B5, and 10J, Block 3, Socorro Grant, Socorro, Texas.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Item number 22, Horizon Park Master Plan resubmission. Similar to the previous two items, a change in the overall plan for the area, and actually in this case an addition of residential development has caused the need for a master plan resubmission. This is a property off of Horizon Boulevard. The property owner is Bowling Brothers Development Company, LLC. Their representative, Jorge Escarate of CEA Group, is present and can answer any questions that council may have. The property is 73.2 acres in size and is zoned medium family residential and general commercial. The current land use is residential, agricultural, and vacant. In summary, the applicant is requesting approval of a resubmission of their master plan, and this was required when proposing an increase in residential density. Their original master plan was approved by City Council at your January 25th, 2024 meeting. Staff recommends approval of the resubmission of the Horizon Park Master Plan, and the Planning and Zoning Commission voted for approval, 2 yeses, 0 noes, and 1 abstention of the resubmission for Horizon Park Master Plan at their April 15th Planning and Zoning meeting. Again, this property is located off of Horizon Boulevard. It is outlined here in blue and split between R2 residential and C2 commercial. These are photographs taken of the property from Francisco Vaquera Drive up on top, and then the bottom photograph was taken from Burt Road. This is again an image, an aerial image of the property. The property that's being added to the Horizon Park Master Plan is the rectangle to the bottom left of your screen. And again, an overview of the development plan. The addition to the overall master plan is on the left, bottom left of the screen. In summary, the request is for approval of a resubmission of the Horizon Park Master Plan, and with that, staff can answer any questions, and again, their representative is here to answer any questions as well.
Do any members of council have any questions on this item? No? Ms. Quimito, have we made sure that, and again, it's hard to view from the specs that are drawn out for us here on the plans. Do you know if any of the irrigation ditches were disturbed or had to be realigned for any agricultural land in the surrounding area? Or maybe Mr. Escarate can answer that one. I just want to make sure that we're being friendly to the farmers and any ag.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Jorge Escarate with CA Group for the record. We did have to relocate one of the irrigation ditches. We've coordinated with the Lower Valley Water District, with the El Paso County Water Improvement District, and also with Mr. Serna, who's the abutting property owner.
Okay.
That irrigation pipe conduit is already under construction.
Okay.
That is extending it from, I guess, from the north to the south. Even though he does not use it, but obviously he's still a tax, he pays taxes for irrigation water. We still need to provide irrigation water for his future use if
Okay.
necessary.
I had to sit in his 79 Ford pickup truck and a mean dog in the middle, in between us. As he drove me out there, I just want to make sure we're making it right for him.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. There was a motion and, well, there was a motion and second on this item. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? That motion passes. Thank you. Agenda item number 23, this is a public hearing of an ordinance approving a preliminary plat for Horizon Park Unit 3 subdivision being tract 10J, Block 3, Socorro Grant, and located at 10971 East Burt Road, Socorro, Texas. Public hearing is now open at 7:03 p.m. We have any speakers?
No, sir.
All right, as there are no speakers, we're going to go ahead and close the public hearing at 7:03 p.m. Next item is agenda item number 24. This is a second reading and adoption of an ordinance approving a preliminary plat for Horizon Park Unit 3 subdivision being tract 10J, Block 3, Socorro Grant, and located at 10971 East Burt Road, Socorro, Texas.
Motion to approve. Second.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The next item, item 24, Horizon Park Unit 3 preliminary plat. The legal description for this property is tract 10J, Block 3 of the Socorro Grant. The property address is 10971 East Burt Road. The property owner is Bowling Brothers Development Company, LLC. The representative, Enrique Escobar, and the lot is a little over 5 acres in size. The zoning is R2, medium density residential, and currently the land use is residential and agricultural. In summary, the request is for approval of a preliminary plat for Horizon Park Unit 3, and staff recommends approval of the request. The Planning and Zoning Commission voted for approval, 2 yes, 0 no's, and 1 abstention at their April 15th meeting. This is the property located on Burt Road, abutting the original development for Horizon Park. The zoning is R2 with adjacent R2 to the west, a mix of residential, R1, R2, R3 to the north, and R1 to the west, and agricultural to the south. These are both photographs taken from Burt Road. The one at top shows the existing home, and the one to the south shows some of the agricultural uses on the property. The aerial photograph also depicts the existing buildings, the agricultural undeveloped lands to vacant land to the west, and the mix of rural, residential, single-family, agricultural land surrounding the property. This is a preliminary plat with the single-family residential lots and the extension of the Sophia Arroyos Avenue from the currently being developed Horizon Park Replat A onto Burt Road. The request is for approval of a preliminary plat for Horizon Park Unit 3 subdivision. With that, staff can answer any questions.
Do any members of council have any questions on this item? No?
I do.
You do, Ms.?
Is Burt the only exit?
No, the development, well, currently, yes, Burt, but what is being developed to the east is currently underway. And I might have to go back to the Horizon Park master plan, but that development They've already completed the apartments.
Has an exit to Horizon.
Yeah, the exit to Horizon with the apartments. And then this one will give you a better depiction of where the Unit 3 residential development is. So in the bottom left-hand corner is that next phase for this subdivision. It will connect through this subdivision up to Horizon.
Horizon, okay. Thank
This,
you.
this is the development that we spoke of in one of the previous councils, right? That
Yes,
we were talking about.
most recently, you rezoned that property, this property in question,
Right.
from agricultural to
And making
R2
sure that we had that extra
connection.
connection. Okay.
Thank you, Lori.
All right. There was a motion and second on that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? That motion passes. So we've already knocked out agenda items 25 and 26. We're now on agenda item number 27. This is a public hearing of an ordinance approving the amendments to Chapter 46 zoning article, is that 5? Supplemental regulations of all, for all districts, section 46-631, off-street parking requirements to revise the warehouse and distribution off-street parking requirements and manufacturing off-street parking requirements. Public hearing is now open at 7:08 p.m.
There are no speakers.
There are no speakers for this item. We're going to go ahead and close public hearing at 7:08 p.m. as well. Agenda item number 28, this is a second reading and adoption of an ordinance approving the amendments to Chapter 46 zoning Article 5, supplemental regulations for all districts, Section 46-631, off-street parking requirements to revise the warehouse and distribution off-street parking requirements and add manufacturing off-street parking requirements.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The next item is a zoning amendment to our off-street parking requirements. With the development of the logistics centers, we have gotten many requests for variances related to our parking requirements. The parking requirements as they currently exist are outdated, and this next slide shows that it is simply limited to one type. And this is what staff had been using when addressing parking requirements for logistics centers. 17A, specific warehouse and distribution, one space per 500 square feet of net leasable area. What staff is recommending in this amendment is to delete that requirement and update the warehouse and distribution requirement and add one for manufacturing. This would now then read a warehouse and distribution, one space per 2,000 square feet of enclosed floor area plus one parking space for each 500 square feet of office space, plus 0.5 additional trailer parking spaces for each accessible dock and/or overhead door. The manufacturing would now read manufacturing, compounding, and assembly, one space per 2,000 square feet of enclosed floor area, plus one parking space for each 500 square feet of office space. Just as an example, a recent variance request was for Hermanos Industrial. The variance request was for one space per 400 square feet of leasable office area and one space per 5,000 square feet of net leasable warehouse area. If we had followed the current parking requirements, that space would have required 195 parking spaces. And with the proposed amendment, it would be 90 parking spaces for the office space and 202 parking spaces for the warehouse facility. This is just another example. Gateway Industrial, the variance request was 1 space per 400 square feet of net leasable office space and 1 space per 5,000 square feet of net leasable warehouse area. Sorry, that was just another example. This one, with the proposed amendment, 10,984 square feet of office space would require 22 parking spaces, and 416,000 square feet of warehouse logistics center facility would require 208 parking spaces. The communities that staff looked at were El Paso, Lubbock, McAllen, and San Angelo. With that, staff recommends approval of this ordinance amendment to Chapters 46 Zoning Article 5 Supplemental Regulations for all districts, Section 46, 631 off-street parking requirements of the municipal ordinance of the city. With that, staff can answer any questions.
Do any members of council have any questions on this item? I think this is something that needed to happen. The parking requirements were kind of excessive for some of the warehousing, and I think this kind of takes care of all that moving forward in the future, right?
Yes.
Okay. There was a motion and second on this item. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? That motion passes. Thank you. Moving on to agenda item number 29, Chapter 1. Public hearing of an ordinance for the amendment to the City of Socorro's master plan and rezoning of Track 6, Block 5, Socorro Grant, located near the intersection of Gateway East Boulevard and Nuevo Waco Tanks Road, Socorro, Texas, from A1 agricultural to IC MUD, industrial commercial mixed-use developments, with a variance request from sections 46-451. General regulations, subsection D, height requirements to allow a 60-foot maximum allowable building height instead of a 45-foot maximum height limitation. A variance request from section 46-452. Procedures, subsection J, to waive the required traffic impact analysis. A variance request from section 46-631. Off-street parking requirements, 16-A, to allow a reduction in parking space requirements of 1 space per 400 square feet of net leasable office space instead of the 1 space per 350 square foot requirement. A variance request from section 46-631, off-street parking requirements, 17-A, to allow a reduction in parking space requirements of 1 space per 5,000 square feet of net leasable warehouse area instead of 1 space per 500 square feet requirement to allow for distribution and warehousing facilities. Public hearing is now open at 7:15 p.m.
There are no speakers, Mayor.
Thank God. Public hearing is now closed at 7:15 p.m. Jim, do I need to read? Can we take it as second reading adoption of same language used for agenda item 29? Or
You do not, and yes, you can.
okay. So this is second reading and adoption. This is agenda. Okay, agenda item number 30, second reading and adoption. How can I say this, Jim, without having to read the whole damn thing again?
So make it formal, you should just read it.
Of the same ordinance for which you just held the public hearing.
All right, this is agenda item number 30. This is second reading and adoption for the same ordinance that I just read in agenda item number 29,
Public hearing.
that was read in public hearing.
Motion to approve with staff recommendations.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Item 30 is Track 6, Block 5 of the Socorro Grant. The property owner is DLA and M Properties. Their representative, Adam Doer Logistics Lands Investments LLC. The lot is 21.93 acres in size. It is currently zoned A1, and they are requesting a rezoning to ICMUD, industrial mixed use. industrial commercial mixed use. Our future land use map designates this area as industrial commercial mixed use. I won't read the summary of the request, but staff did recommend approval of the items to the Planning and Zoning Commission. The Planning and Zoning Commission voted for approval 4-0, so it was unanimous of the rezoning request from agricultural to ICMUD. They recommended approval of to allow a 50-foot maximum allowable building height instead of the 60-foot that was being requested. And that is in lieu of the 45-foot maximum building height restriction currently in place by our zoning ordinance. The commissioners recommended for approval of the variance request from section 46-452 regarding the traffic impact analysis on the condition that they provide that traffic impact analysis during the subdivision phase of the development. And there were some, but I will get to that when I get to the item on the waiver of the traffic impact analysis, which was their original request. There were two differing provisions in the ordinance where one would allow for a waiver and another would not. And then the approval of the variance space requirements for one space for 400 square feet of leasable office space instead of the 1 per 350 square foot requirement. And they voted for approval of the variance request for one space per 2,000 square feet of, net leasable warehouse area instead of the one space per 5,000 square feet requirement being requested, in lieu of the 500 square foot requirement. This was at the May 6th Planning and Zoning meeting. The property is located on the northernmost edge of the city's limits. It is currently zoned A1 agricultural. It is surrounded by, well, to the north and west, vacant undeveloped land, and then to the south, ICMUD, the industrial commercial mixed use zoning. These are photographs taken of the property. The top photograph was taken from Gateway Boulevard East, and the bottom photograph was taken from Socorro Logistics Lane. The aerial photograph shows the undeveloped property. And this is the future land use map, designating the area and proposing it as industrial mixed use. This did require public notification. Notices were sent to property owners within 200 feet, and no comments were received either in support or against the request. This is the development plan for the area they propose connecting to, again, Socorro Logistics Lane. This would be for a logistics center. And this is a detailed, an enlarged photograph of the development in its relation to Socorro Logistics Park, with Nuevo Hueco tanks being on the bottom edge of the location plan, and North Loop being on the far left. The development schedule proposes the project to be completed at the end of October of 2026. They did request a waiver of the traffic impact analysis requirement. One part of the code allowed for the waiver if it was below 50, and this was just at 50. That request would have been approved, could have been approved by the city planner or the city manager, and by another requirement, that limit being 99, not having to submit the traffic impact analysis. Considering its relation to and proximity to the Socorro Logistics, I would recommend approving the waiver request for the TIA, just with the guidance that Planning and Zoning Commission did request vote for requiring the TIA at submission of the subdivision. And this is the summary of the request. With that, staff can answer any questions, and a representative is also here to answer any questions that you might have as well.
Yeah, Mr. Garcia.
So this is in the Socorro Logistics Center. Now, we do have a lot of traffic there. There is a ton of traffic there, and we've had several things come through here for North Loop Road and those that are, so I want to amend my motion, and I want to add the approval with the traffic impact analysis. I want to see that and want to make sure how it's going to impact our area of traffic. Because
So this is what their preliminary findings are, that it would add an additional 56 vehicles per AM peak hour and 59 per PM peak hour. And we should be seeing some relief to the traffic on Nuevo Waco tanks with the extension of and the connection from Englewood. I don't know if you want to point this out with the mouse, guys, but on the left hand part of the screen, that is North Loop. And the connection from Englewood to Socorro Logistics Lane, no, yeah, that intersection right to the left. Scroll your mouse just down a little further.
Right there.
Those left there.
Right there.
If you've driven North Loop through this area, you see that the additional traffic signals are installed. They are not on yet, but the connection is nearing completion.
Right.
So that will help assist with traffic.
Well, as I ride that every day, and that's my area.
Yes.
58 more cars there is going to be an extra 10 minutes to get where we need to go. It is only 4 lane. North Loop is only 4 lanes, and we are growing exponentially, along with the homes that are being built and the new roads, and that's going to cause a lot more construction. So I just want to make sure we're planning way ahead, because I think the state did us a disservice of just doing 4 lanes on North Loop, as it looks like we're going to need another lane, because we are the homes on Old Waco, on Nuevo Waco, I'm sorry, and the homes now on the other side.
By Nuevo.
Yes, and they're keep building, which is something that we need to make sure, because we're gonna have more trailers, we're gonna have more cars, more homes, and it's just something where when you drive it every day, you know what it looks like, and I just wanna make sure that the traffic analysis could tell us something different or something else we could do to help alleviate that. Okay?
Thank you.
I think,
Help me understand why the staff recommended to waive the traffic analysis. What was the purpose behind it?
because it meets the minimum requirements.
It doesn't meet the minimum requirement by one section of the code, but it's very close to meeting another section, which allows for the waiver of just administrative waiver. And the number of traffic being generated by their, what they included in their waiver request, that 53 and 59, with the larger traffic that's being generated by Socorro Logistics already, it doesn't seem that consequential, but that would just be staff's recommendation. And again, Planning and Zoning Commission did recommend for approval of denied the request for the approval of the waiver itself, just asked them to submit it at the time of the subdivision.
I think our city manager has had her hand up for. Go ahead, Ms.
I apologize. Adriana Rodarte, city manager. Just wanted to point out that we are planning ahead. That's why we have the extension of Nuevo Waco Tanks Road. That is, starting construction in the next year or so.
April.
And also that new outing, right, that's going to go into North Loop. Plus, you still can go out through Nuevo Waco Tanks Road.
And the traffic signal at North Loop and Englewood will also help to break up the traffic and cause for smoother transitions.
And with all due respect, I understand that. But when you drive it every day, you know what's happening, you know how it's going. And when you're adding 58 or 59 more cars to your drive, you know, you're leaving 5 minutes earlier, you're leaving 5 minutes earlier, you're leaving 5 minutes earlier. And it's the same thing. And that's where I'm concerned. So I'm not saying I don't like the project. What I'm saying is I want that traffic analysis just to make sure we know what's going on and make sure if somebody does ask about traffic, I can say, well, we're gonna look at that and alternatives. Because that district, or it's a District 1 and District 2, it's exploding. And I just wanna make sure that we have everything to make sure that we can tell our constituents that there's growing pains, because if it does take a year, then there's a year of traffic we need to take care of, because it's gonna get a lot more. So that is my 2 cents. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and I appreciate Mr. Garcia's concern. Again, he's advocating for his area. I think sometimes I consider us to be a very visual council. I think we confuse sometimes the warehousing and industrial, because we expect to see the amount of 59 vehicles on the road at the same time, which is not true. It's just spread out throughout the day. The trailers are entering, they're probably there for an hour or two, and then they're heading back out. Unlike residential areas where you see peak hours of traffic between the hours of 8 a.m., 7 a.m. when everyone's going to work, and then when they're coming back to work. I think there's more cars on the road with residential development rather than the commercial and industrial. But again, I can see, you know, Mr. Garcia's concern. Does planning and zoning have something that he can take back with him for his constituents? Like, where did we have the numbers of potential traffic for these types of
We
development?
can put something together to include all of the what has been submitted for the area, which is all of the Socorro logistics, and then this proposed development as well.
And I don't know if that would suffice or
And Mayor, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
But it's not that I just want to make sure that we cover all bases, because if a traffic analysis will tell us one thing or another, then that's what I want to hear. It's not that magically it's going to go away. It's not.
Yeah, it doesn't stop development, right? It
Stop.
doesn't stop development,
Nothing.
so.
But there is where we did our due diligence. We have the study. This is what's going to happen. And it's not that it's not going to happen. It's that it's going to happen, so get ready for it. That's pretty much what I'm saying. Because traffic analysis will tell us, might tell us the same thing, but at least we did that. When somebody else asked me, well, did you do a traffic analysis? We did not. Well, we should have. That's what I'm trying to get at. And that's pretty much, you know, it's very simple. You know, it's nothing that, it's just a matter of we have our information at hand and know exactly what's going to happen. Because, I mean, prepare the world for bad news, right? That's pretty much how it is, because at least you know what's happening. And when we don't know what's happening or have,
I'd come back and tell our constituents this is what it's going to feed into our tax base. But I mean, I get your concern too, Mr. Garcia. So I think we've sat on this one long enough here. There was a amendment.
I'd like to amend my motion to approve.
Mr. Reyes has his hand up.
Just real quick, I know that there was a mention, the planning and zoning, about the Socorro distribution drive, and I hope that the owners of that land are able to develop, hopefully, where they sell, somebody to develop, so they can take, or we can take, the Socorro distribution drive all the way to I-10.
Yes.
That would help
I
out a
would
lot.
leave a lot. Because I know there's been plans before, a long time ago, where Moon goes to I-10, I think, Rural Vista or something like that.
Yeah.
That would alleviate, because there's arteries.
Yeah.
It's just not in the picture yet. And it's just, it's only one way to get out on North Loop and one way to get out on Nuevo Waco.
Exactly.
And that's where I have a concern. So I would like to amend my motion, a motion to approve with staff recommendations, with the exception of the traffic impact analysis.
Waiver.
With the with the commissioner's
Recommendation.
of traffic analysis.
I second that.
I thought the recommendation was to have the TIA at submission, not now.
At submission of the subdivision
So not,
application.
so was it your intent, Mr. Garcia, to have them?
That was the planning and zoning recommendation.
That was the planning and zoning
Commission.
recommendation, not the staff. My original amendment was the staff recommendation.
Got it, understood.
But since I amended my motion, I do staff recommendation with the exception of the traffic analysis study.
Just
Okay.
like the planning and zoning.
Yes.
Commission.
So there's been Mr. Garcia has amended his motion to take this item and approve everything, but to include the traffic impact study analysis as
Recommended
by Planning and Zoning Commission. And there was a second by Ms. Cordero.
Procedurally, Mayor, you would want to first ask if the second accepts that amendment.
So
Second.
do you would allow them to speak, yeah?
Yes.
That's good.
Thank you very much. Adam Dewar, TPA Group. I'd first like to say thank you to everyone at your entire city. We just finished today our development of our 5th building in Socorro Logistics Center, and it has been a wonderful experience to work with your inspectors, planning department, everyone involved. So thank you very much. Just wanted a little more clarity on the zoning. So do we have to get the traffic impact study prior to approval of the zoning? Or is it just a recommendation to obtain the traffic impact study as a condition to the zoning? I'm just curious if I leave here, is the zoning approved or is it a condition to complete?
I think if we take action on it now, it does get approved. The traffic impact study can come at a later time. Is that correct, Ms. Quimito?
All of the zoning is approved with the recommendation from the Planning and Zoning Commission. If that makes everything a little clearer, the recommendation can be the recommendation that was voted upon by the Planning and Zoning Commission, which was approval for the zoning change, approval for the variances to the parking requirements, and just that they not get the waiver for the traffic impact analysis, but it can be submitted with the subdivision application.
And I think Mr. Garcia's intentions weren't to stop development. I think he wanted to be able to answer to his constituents as far as due diligence and being able to provide the traffic impact study. But I think that this amendment to the current adoption of this item here would approve your development to move forward.
Everything gets approved. I'm just asking for a traffic analysis so we can cover bases if any questions were to arise.
Understood. Thank you. And just for your knowledge, we actually walked the traffic signal today on the new one on North Loop, and it should be open within the next 30 days. The
That's
inspectors-
Alex Garcia way, right? Alex Garcia Drive?
Yeah,
That's Center Court and North Loop. Yeah, to my knowledge. And you know, the one at Nuevo Waco's been open for probably a year now. So
Yeah.
All right.
It was
Great.
a lot of development, and it looks great. So,
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're all good. All right, so there was a motion and second to approve this item without the waiver of traffic impact study. There was a motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? This motion passes. Thank you. Okay. I already forgot what item we're on.
32.
We already spoke of agenda item 31. We got that out of the way. We're going to move on to the Recreation Center. This is agenda item number 32, discussion and action for the approval of a TABC license to sell alcoholic beverages at the 2025 Independence Day Extravaganza event to be held on July 4th, 2025 at Cougar Park, located at 10664 Socorro Road from 4 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Motion to approve. Second.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. As per the city ordinance that exists, I do need to come before the governing body to ask your permission in order to release a TABC permit for a city event to allow alcohol in the park. We have done this before previously, so we're just continuing our process to get compliance with the ordinance.
Motion to approve, yeah, the numbers?
Does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions on the alcoholic beverage assortment that's going to be provided that day?
Nope.
No? All right.
I think I'm gonna need some after this.
Oh, all right. So there was a motion and a second to approve this item. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? That motion carries. Thank you. The next item is going to be agenda item number 33.
34, no?
Are we on 30?
34.
33?
33.
Yeah? Yes, sir.
They skipped it. Yeah, on mine it says 34, so.
Okay, make
It's
sure that
the-
doesn't happen again to Mr. Garcia's
It's the-
agenda. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So,
34.
agenda item number 33 is a discussion and action to cancel regular council meeting dated for Thursday, June 19th of 2025 and reschedule this as a special council meeting for Wednesday of June 18th, 2025. Ms. Rodarte.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Adriana Rodarte, City Manager. This item is to request approval to reschedule our meeting to Wednesday, June 18th, since the originally scheduled date, Thursday, June 19th, falls on Juneteenth, National Independence Day, which is a federal holiday.
Motion
Here
to
to
approve.
answer any questions.
I second it.
Mr. Nevares? No. Okay. Before we take action on this item, just want to clarify that this item was not in the backup for whatever reason. If we can make, and again, for our
We need
constituents.
to ask Ms. Olivia.
Okay, let's,
I am not Ms. Olivia.
Mr. Reta, you're in the seat right now, so that falls on you. Let's make sure that all backup items are posted and for our constituents. Thank
I
you,
apologize.
Mr.
Correct,
Garcia,
and
for-
the backup's no different than the wording on your agenda item. And maybe that's the reason why she didn't include it, because it doesn't provide any other information.
Right, maybe so. Okay, all right.
Okay.
Okay. But,
Don't mess with
but no. So there was a motion and second on this item. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? Okay, that motion carries, and so we're going to be scheduled for June 18th now. Okay, thank you. Thanks. Now we can move on to agenda item number 34. This is a discussion and action to approve the intergovernmental agreement between the city of Socorro and the Isleta del Sur Pueblo for the Pueblo to receive Federal Highway Administration funding for the initial plans, specifications, and estimates phase of two bridge projects in the city of Socorro, the Passmore Bridge and the Vineyard Bridge, and authorize the city manager or her designee to execute the agreement.
Motion to approve.
Second.
So if I can elaborate a little bit more on this item. As you all know, there is a Native American tribe within the jurisdictional boundaries of our city. And through this agreement here, we'll be able to secure federal highway dollars because as a municipal government, we're not able to apply for certain federal funding that the tribe is. And in talks with the tribal government and its staff, it appears that they're able to apply for certain funding that the city's not able to apply for. Should they not use this funding, it has to be given back to the federal government. However, these streets and these bridges are used on a daily by their public safety vehicles and the members of the tribe as well as their staff, which is why it falls in the street, the road inventory, if you would, being identified as the streets mostly used by the tribe. So they've sat with our staff and they said, we have federal highway dollars. We'd like to partner up with you all so that way we can get started on these two bridges. And I think that we've all heard and received phone calls from our constituents about these two bridges, identified as the Passmore Bridge and the Vineyard Bridge. And I think that any monies that we can get without having to dip into our operational budget will help us out. If there's any questions right now, we can discuss this item as well. No?
The streets will still belong to the city, they're just gonna use their funding.
Yeah, so it's gonna come down in the form of reimbursement. It'll trickle down to the tribe and then from the tribe towards the project, so Socorro won't have to fund this first phase with these monies. After this, however, we do also want to continue working with the tribe in seeking federal highway dollars for the construction and rehabilitation of these bridges as well. That's also something that we're also looking into.
Most definitely.
And again, if you all have any questions, technical, I know Ms. Rodata and her staff have sat through multiple meetings as well. You guys are more than welcome to ask any questions.
Questions right now, questions?
Or questions later. No? No questions anymore?
Just thinking about questions. I know usually it takes a while, everything that has to do with government and money. But is there like an estimate when we will be able to see any of the work done?
Correct, so the funds become available almost immediately, right? I think the tribe has less hurdles to go through. However, we're just starting the design. It has to go through environmental clearance. It's about 2 years, 2.5 years, and then you build a design. So you're looking at about 4 years.
But the design itself would start within a couple of months?
So the design itself will be after we get the environmental clearance,
Oh, okay.
right? Which is the funding that we're getting right now is to make sure that we complete all that.
Thank you.
But I guess, I mean, to add to Mr. Reyes' question, I think, and the way we're trying to secure funding through the tribe, I think this process will move a lot quicker than if it was us,
Yes,
right?
most definitely.
Uh,
Right, the hurdles the
What-
challenges that we feel is Passmore is there's not a lot of right-of-way, right? So those are gonna be challenges, working with the Water Irrigation District to make sure that we're able to maybe lower the bridge. And those are just challenges that we're foreseeing. But I do believe that the money's readily available. We just need to, now that's approved, I can go out and do a work authorization with some of our engineers to make sure that we bring that to council in order to start the work.
Yeah, so the sooner we say yes to this, it'll start triggering everything else and we can start the studies to happen.
Right.
And although this might take a little bit long, I know this is my district area, and I know I had brought it to Adriana, and I know I wanted it expanded, and it was gonna take longer. And in this, with the tribe, I know they use our roads, and you know, it's emergency vehicles, and so it'll shorten it.
Yeah,
And
it's a much easier process. There's much less red tape, but we do need to start the process, and this is the first step. It just happened to fall in our hands at the right time, so I think I'm pretty confident in this getting done sooner than later. But yeah, so there was a motion and a second on this item. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed or abstain? That motion carries. We're gonna move into agenda items 35, 36, 37, 30. Do we have any items posted for 35?
For 35 through 37, no, sir, but we do for 38 and 39.
Okay, do I have a motion to delete items 35, 36, and 37?
Motion to delete item 35 to 37.
a second.
There was a motion and second to delete those items. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? That motion carries. We'll move into, do we have to take this one in executive, Mr. Martinez?
38, you do. 39, you could at least start an open session if you just wanted to explain it.
Okay, so,
Do you want to make a motion to move up item 39?
yeah, can I get
I
a,
would say to move it to open session if that's council's wish.
Okay, yeah, we'd like to make a motion to move item 39 to open session.
Second.
all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? Okay, so I'm gonna start by reading agenda item number 39, and then we'll go ahead and go into a closed session to discuss the other items, and then we'll go ahead and open back up with this item. Agenda item number 39 is discussion and action to direct staff to approve an intergovernmental support agreement between the City of Socorro, Texas, and the United States Army Garrison, Fort Bliss, Texas,
for the provision of custodial services at Fort Bliss facilities and to authorize the city manager or her designee to execute the agreement. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve. Second.
Okay.
Mayor, you're welcome to discuss it too in open session. I have advice for council, which is why I asked for it to be in
Sure.
closed session, but the general
So-
discussion of the background and the purpose.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I wanted, and I'll discuss as much as I can disclose in open session on this item here. We've been approached by Fort Bliss to see if we were interested in performing custodial services through a intergovernmental support agreement. This is not something new. The city of El Paso has something similar set up through with their animal services, and I know that they've provided other services as well. Other cities throughout the state of Texas and the United States have also worked these types of agreements with other military installations, and I think this is the first time that Socorro's ever been approached with something like this, and I think this is something that the city of Socorro can also capitalize on, not only by providing these services, but also showing our support to the veteran community as well by providing jobs for our veterans as well as our residents of the city of Socorro. Do you all have any questions on this item before we go into executive session?
You're saying that it's custodial services, who's gonna be running it, or is it gonna be the staff that we have?
So yes and no, and the way these agreements work is I don't foresee that our staff is gonna have really hands-on on this. There'll be oversight at some level, but ultimately there'll have to be a project manager on post to oversee the overall operation of this, because I can't take our city manager or deputy city manager away from their normal duties here with the city. This is a intergovernmental support agreement between Socorro, Texas, yes, and the government, but that doesn't mean that we're going to have to take our current staff that we have servicing the city and place them on Fort Bliss. There'll be other staff members. It'll be treated as a service agreement using other members and treated differently from what we do here with the city. Ms. Urate.
Correct. So I wanted to add that this agreement would be providing custodial services, which brings economic opportunities and also job opportunities to the community. So you would be hiring a custodial staff, right, to be able to service. We already provide custodial services to our 6 buildings that we have here, which allows us to enter into these agreements. We are allowed to add an administrative cost, which it's a profitability, right, at the end, and you are allowed to do that through these contracts. The documents that I gave you kind of gives you a recap of what the ICSA agreement is, and this was created through the legislative, maybe back in 2019, I believe, allowing for another government entity with another government entity to be able to provide these services, and both the military benefit and both the community benefits, right? So, but yes, you wouldn't, you would be hiring custodians to be able to fulfill this agreement.
I know it's something new and but it's not something new in the world of these types of agreements. It's something that the city of El Paso is already performing for the military installation, as well as other municipalities. I had the opportunity to visit today at the Town and Fort Bliss Summit. This was actually the main topic of discussion and how they would like to partner up with Fort Bliss, because what's happening right now is they're wanting to feed into this economy, not only the city of El Paso, but also the smaller municipalities such as Socorro, Sanelli, Vinton, Horizon, and whatnot. And what that does to Fort Bliss there's also cost savings to them, because they're not having to outsource a lot of these contracts to outside companies. They'd like to look at what's available to them within
their own backyard before they have to outsource it to the outside. This is just going to open so many doors for us. And if this is something that this council desires, I mean, we'd also be helping out that military installation along with our veterans. And also the ability to provide more jobs to our residents if they also desire to work on something like this.
Would you be hiring just people from Socorro?
No, but we would like to hire people from Socorro. If it's open, it's open. Yeah.
Correct, so we believe if we are allowed to do this, that the residents of Socorro would get an extra 3 to 5 points in any interview in order to make sure that they get the first chance to be able to apply and get hired through this process.
And then since it's for Bliss, they have to pass the background check as well.
Yeah, they have guidelines that City of Socorro, I mean, obviously, we have no control over. There's an expectation of individuals who they'd like to have on post that have somewhat of a clean record and background to be able to enter the military installation and their buildings. I don't know what that looks like. That's something that comes later on down the line. We would have to agree to the terms before we move on to the next level. But this is something that Fort Bliss has approached us. We didn't knock on their door; they knocked on our door, and we answered. So,
That's good.
do y'all have any more questions or any other discussion on this item?
We do know our attorney wants to
Make a recommendation.
provide us some information.
Before we take
in
action on this
executive-
item?
In executive session,
Okay.
yes.
So I'd like to make a motion to enter executive. Do we have a motion?
Motion to enter executive?
Second.
Yeah, I would say because we moved it to open, I would say make sure that the motion says moving to executive for both item 38, 39.
Okay. Do I have a motion and second to move items 38 and 39 into executive for discussion with legal?
Motion. Oh, you're making the motion?
I make the motion. Second, there's a motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So moved. Let's go ahead and move into executive, and if you can let me know when we're off line. Good evening again. It is now 8:23 p.m. and we're now back in open session from executive. At this time, we're going to take action on agenda item number 38 regarding the application of El Paso Electric Company to change rates.
Motion to deny application of El Paso Electric Company to change rates.
So there's been a motion.
Second.
And a second by Mr. Garcia to deny the change of rates by El Paso Electric. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? That motion carries. Now moving on to agenda item number 39, we've discussed, and that's now time to take action on this item here.
I'd like to make a motion to approve with the agreement of looking for Attorney General opinion on the matter.
So there was a motion, and
I second.
there's a motion and second to approve this item with the opinion of the Attorney General.
I would, if I understand Mr. Garcia's intent correctly, it is to proceed with the agreement?
Yes, to proceed
and
with the agreement.
And separately seek an Attorney General
And
opinion.
separately seek an Attorney General opinion on the matter.
Thank you.
There was a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
There's a motion and second on this item. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed or abstain? Oh, that motion carries. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
So motion and second to adjourn this meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
This meeting adjourns at 8:25 p.m.